my fiancée said. I only said yes because the ring was beautiful. That's what my fiancée said into a microphone at our engagement party. And just like that, every laugh, every champagne bubble, every smile in the room froze mid-air. 80 people, my family, her family, friends, co-workers, all watching her sway under the twinkle lights, glass in hand, grinning like it was the funniest joke in the world. And me, I just stood there, ring of ice forming in my chest, pretending I didn't just hear my future wife admit that the only reason she said yes was because of what was on her finger. I'm Ryan, 32, software engineer, lifelong overthinker, and, as of last weekend, no longer engaged. It's strange how quickly a dream can implode. Less than a week ago, I thought I had it all figured out. A stable relationship, a woman I loved, and a wedding to look forward to. Now, all I have is a $15,000 ring in my pocket and a head full of questions. I can't stop replaying. Let me back up a little. Claire and I met 4 years ago at a mutual friend's barbecue in Austin. She worked in marketing, loved brunch, true crime podcasts, and had this energy that filled every room she walked into. The kind of woman you fall for before you even realize it's happening. She laughed loud, talked fast, and always looked like she belonged somewhere more glamorous than wherever we were. I liked that about her, or at least, I thought I did. The first 2 years were amazing. We took road trips, binged bad reality shows, planned out what our someday would look like. But by year 3, I started noticing small cracks, things I didn't want to admit were red flags. Her comments about friends' engagement rings, her obsession with picture-perfect moments, the way she'd scroll Instagram for hours, sighing over other people's proposals. It wasn't subtle. She'd accidentally send me screenshots of rings she liked, or drop lines like, "Babe, if you ever propose, just make sure it's something classic, not one of those tiny stones." Still, I brushed it off. Everyone wants their engagement to feel special, right? So, I saved. For over a year, every bonus, every overtime hour, every skipped vacation went toward the ring she wanted, minus 2-carat diamond, platinum band, custom setting. $15,000. When I finally proposed, her reaction was everything I hoped for. Tears, laughter, the whole cinematic scene. She said yes before I even finished asking. I thought I'd made her dreams come true. Turns out, I just bought myself a front row ticket to a public humiliation. The engagement party was supposed to be perfect. Big venue, string lights, open bar, around 80 guests from both sides. Claire planned every detail, from the floral arrangements to the signature cocktails, the Claire Teeny and the Ryan Hatton. Because of course, by 8 p.m., the place was buzzing. My buddies were joking about how I'd finally locked it down. Her friends were taking selfies with her. The DJ had everyone dancing. I remember looking around the room and thinking, this is it. This is happiness. Then she grabbed the mic. It started harmless enough. Her maid of honor, Kelly, was hyping her up near the bar, gushing over the ring. "Oh my God, Claire, it's stunning. You're so lucky. When did you know Ryan was the one?" Claire laughed. That drunk laugh, the one that's just a little too loud, a little too real, and she said it honestly. I only said yes because the ring was beautiful. I mean, look at it. She held up her hand like it was an Oscar statue. The crowd went quiet. Someone actually gasped. I felt my stomach twist. At first, I thought she was joking. She had to be. So I smiled, tight, and said, "What?" She turned to me, still laughing. "What?" "It's true. You're fine, babe. But this ring is perfect." Silence. You could hear the ice melting in glasses. Kelly tried to step in. She's just drunk. She doesn't mean it. But Claire waved her off. No, I told my sister last year, if he gets the right ring, I'll say yes. And he did. Mission accomplished. She actually giggled. And something inside me just clicked. Every weird comment, Every subtle pressure. Every conversation where she seemed more excited about the wedding than the marriage. I looked at her, this woman I'd planned to spend my life with, and realized I didn't know her at all. I said it calmly, maybe too calmly. Thanks for the honesty. Then I took her hand, slid the ring off her finger, and pocketed it. What are you doing? She slurred, trying to pull away. Keeping what's mine, I said, loud enough for everyone to hear. Since that's all you really wanted anyway. A few people actually nodded. One of my co-workers muttered, good for him. Claire blinked, confused, as the room started murmuring. Wait, no, I was kidding. Baby, I was joking. Were you? I asked, her eyes darted around. Every phone was out, recording. My mum's face had gone pale across the room, and I just walked out, didn't yell, didn't cause a scene. Just turned and left. Behind me, I could hear her crying, her mum shouting my name, guests whispering, but I didn't look back. When I got home, I sat in silence for a long time. Just me, the ring, and the sound of my own heartbeat. Then my phone lit up. First, Claire, I'm so sorry. I was drunk. Please come back. Everyone's asking what happened. Then, 5 minutes later, you embarrassed me in front of everyone. Fix this. That was fast. Then her mum. You need to come back right now and talk to her. Her sister, real mature. Ryan, way to humiliate her. I blocked them all. The next morning, pounding on my door woke me up. It was Claire, still in her party dress. Mascara streaked. Eyes red. We need to talk, she said. Nope. I tried to close the door. She shoved her foot in. Please, Ryan. I was drunk. You can't just end for years over a stupid mistake. I looked her dead in the eye. It's not the drunk part that bothered me. It's the honest part. That's not fair. People say stupid things when they're drunk. Yeah, I said quietly. Or they just say what they really think, without the filter. Tears started again. I love you. I want to marry you. Please, can we just talk? And that was my mistake. I let her in. We sat on opposite ends of the couch. She talked, or rather, spun. I was nervous about the party. I drank too much. My friends were comparing rings. I just wanted to sound confident. All the excuses in the world, but not once did she say she actually wanted to marry me. So I asked, where's the part where you do want to marry me? She hesitated. That tiny pause told me everything. Then she said, I do want to marry you. I'm just scared. Marriage is big. You weren't too scared to plan a wedding, send invitations, register at 3 stores, I said. That's different. How? She had nothing. Then she shifted tactics. Can I at least have my ring back while we figure this out? I laughed. No, it's mine until we're married. Conditional gift. Look it up. Her face turned red. You're being petty. It was meant for me. It was meant for someone who wanted me, not my money. She tried to touch my hand. Baby, I'm sorry. We can work through this. Go to counseling. Work through what? You deciding if I'm worth more than the diamond. You're twisting my words. I'm quoting you, Claire, word for word. In front of 80 people, she stood, fury replacing the tears. Fine. Keep the damn ring. I'll buy my own. But this is on you. You gave up on us. Sure, I said. I'm the bad guy. Then she slammed the door so hard my neighbor's dog started barking. A few hours later, her dad called. Usually a calm guy. Not this time. Son, what you did was cruel. What she said was cruel. She was drunk. You humiliated her publicly. She humiliated herself publicly. I just didn't pretend it didn't happen. You could have handled it privately. Why? So she could lie about it later. At least now, there are witnesses. You need to return that ring and apologize. Not happening. Then we have a problem. No, sir. Your daughter has a problem, not me. He hung up that night. My brother Luke showed up with pizza and beer. Didn't ask questions, just sat there while I talked. Finally, he said, "Did you ever suspect?" "Sometimes," I admitted. She was always more excited about the stuff, the venue, the photos, than about us. He nodded. "You dodged a bullet. An expensive one. Better than a divorce." He was right. I didn't know it then, but this was only the beginning. Because Claire wasn't done, not even close. The morning after the engagement disaster, I woke up to my apartment door pounding, hard enough to rattle the frame. Claire, again. Party dress, still clinging, makeup smeared. Hair, a wild mess, like she'd been dragged through last night's chaos backwards. "Ryan, please. We need to talk." I didn't even get out of bed. Nope, you can't just end for years over a drunk mistake. I sat up, rubbing my eyes. It's not the drunk part. It's the honest part. That's what's killing me. She blinked, realizing I wasn't budging. Then she tried the guilt route. "Everyone's asking what happened. You embarrassed me. You have to fix this." I laughed quietly to myself, incredulous. Fix this? She had spent years performing in front of me, and now I'm supposed to clean up the mess she created at her own party. I didn't answer. Didn't let her in. She tried to wedge her foot in again, standing there like she owned the place. I could see the panic and rage wrestling behind her eyes. "Ryan, please." I shook my head. "Not happening. You said what you said. You admitted it. You don't get a redo." And then she left, slamming the door again, shaking the whole apartment. I sat back, listening to the echo of her anger and the muffled crying, and felt relieved. For the first time in months, I expected a couple of awkward texts, maybe some phone calls. Instead, my phone started exploding. "Claire, I'm so sorry. I was drunk. Claire, everyone's asking. Fix this. Her mum, you humiliated my daughter. Her sister, Ryan, this was cruel." I blocked them all. It was like the world had tilted on its axis. I'd dodged a bullet, but the shrapnel was everywhere. Then the social media storm hit. Claire's friends started posting cryptic updates. Vague references to controlling men, abuse, financial manipulation. No names, but everyone in our circle knew who she meant. Comments popped up on my old posts. "Hope you're okay. Stay strong," and the ever emo J.I. Her college roommate posted an entire thread about men who use gifts and money to control women. Engagement rings specifically called out. I didn't respond, just documented everything. Screenshots, timestamps, all saved by Wednesday. Things escalated offline. Her mum tried cornering my mum at a book club. Claire herself showed up at my workplace, and security had to escort her out. At this point, it wasn't about reconciliation. It was about control, and I realized this wasn't just about the ring. This was about her trying to rewrite history. Then came the lawyer letters. Claire had hired some low-tier personal injury attorney, the kind you see on billboards promising quick cash settlements. The letter demanded the ring returned within 10 days, half of the wedding deposits, totaling $12,000, a written apology for public humiliation and defamation, immediate removal of the video from social media. I forwarded it to my lawyer, laughing. He said, "What? That's hilarious. The ring is legally yours. Wedding deposits. Her problem? Truth is an absolute defense against defamation. Don't worry about a thing." And that's exactly how I handled it. No hesitation, no negotiation. My lawyer advised documenting everything, the harassment, the false claims, the repeated attempts to enter my property as potential grounds for a restraining order. Then came the false police report. Detective Morrison called me personally. "We need to ask about an incident involving your ex-fiancée." I froze. "What incident?" "She filed a report claiming you've been stalking her and making threats." I calmly explained the past week, all at my apartment, no contact initiated by me, provided ring camera footage, screenshots, and lawyer letters. An hour later, we won't be pursuing this. Your ex has been the one initiating contact. Stop any further harassment. Future false reports will be taken seriously. Breathe. Finally, by Thursday morning, I filed for a temporary restraining order. No contact. Stay 100 yards away. It was clear she was escalating, and I had the documentation to protect myself. Friday, she got served. Surprise, surprise, she showed up with her parents and a lawyer. A different lawyer this time, someone competent. Judge reviewed the evidence. The video, the false police report, her repeated attempts to enter my property, workplace harassment, and multiple recorded instances of contact. Judge granted the restraining order. 1 year, no contact, Claire cried. Her mum yelled. Her lawyer tried arguing it was unnecessary. Judge ignored them. Case closed. Meanwhile, the wedding fallout was brutal for her. Venue deposit, $8,000. Lost Katora, $3,000. Gone photographer, $500 altered dress, $4,000 total. About $16,000, mostly covered by her parents, but they were furious. Her friendships crumbled. Her job got weird. Marketing colleagues saw the video, and now she's looking for a new position. For me, life felt lighter. Moved into a new apartment. No memories of Claire. Paid off my car. Took my brother to Vegas. Therapy started. Learning to trust my gut. Set boundaries, and recognize toxic patterns. Some people online criticized me for public humiliation. But think about it. She publicly admitted the truth, in front of 80 people, recorded it herself. Public statement, public consequences. The ring was just a symbol. The real problem was entitlement. She thought she deserved luxury for existing. I refused to be an ATM with a pulse. 4 years of what I thought was love, reduced to a performance for diamonds and attention. Painful, sure, but relief? Absolutely. I dodged a marriage that would have slowly eroded my self-worth while she plotted for her own benefit. And now, single, ringless, financially better off, emotionally freer. It's been a few months since the engagement implosion, and honestly, life feels quieter, quiet, but not empty. Relief, but not bitterness. There's this strange clarity that comes when you finally recognize that someone you loved isn't who you thought they were. After the restraining order, I went through the motions of reclaiming my life. First step, my apartment. Moved into a new place in a better neighborhood, one that felt safe, calm, mine. No trace of Claire, no flowers, no photos, nothing. Just my furniture, my books, and my own space. Therapy started. At first, I felt ridiculous. I mean, I'm 32, a grown man, sitting on a couch, talking about feelings like some teenager. But every session chipped away at the confusion, the self-doubt, and the guilt. I carried guilt for not forgiving her, for taking the ring back, for leaving. My therapist didn't tell me what to do. She helped me understand why I did it. And that's when it hit me. I didn't make a mistake. I drew a boundary. A clear, non-negotiable line. For years of pretending, of tiptoeing, of trying to ignore the nagging voice that said something was off, that all ended in one public, honest moment. The financial side of things turned out better than expected. I sold the ring for $12,500, enough to pay off my car loan and fund a weekend in Vegas with my brother, Luke. That trip? Therapeutic. We laughed about everything, vented, and most importantly, I realized I didn't need someone like Claire to validate my happiness. The fallout for her was spectacular, in a cautionary tale kind of way. Social media disaster. She tried to control the narrative, posting tearful paragraphs claiming I humiliated her. Within hours, my video was everywhere, proving exactly what she had said in front of 80 witnesses. Her friends and co-workers saw the truth. Professional consequences. Her marketing job became uncomfortable. Everyone knew her as the ring girl. She started quietly looking for a new position. Social isolation. Her friendships crumbled. The maid of honor stepped away from her. The sister stopped talking to her. and her old friends privately apologized to me for enabling her antics. Financial pain, wedding deposits, altered dress, catering, $16,000 gone. Mostly, her parents covered it. But the anger they felt was palpable. I won't lie, part of me enjoyed seeing consequences finally meet entitlement. Not revenge, not satisfaction in cruelty, but a sense of justice. And yet, even through all this, I had to check myself. Because there's a slippery slope when it comes to vindication. I had to remember, this isn't about payback. It's about survival and self. I dodged a relationship that would have been toxic, likely resentful, and possibly dishonest. That's the real win here. Not the ring, not the social validation, not the legal victories, but the freedom to start fresh. I spent those next months building normalcy, routine therapy to process trust and boundaries, reconnecting with friends I had neglected, taking myself on small adventures, weekend hikes, solo brunches, trips to local music venues, learning to enjoy my own company again without guilt. It wasn't about punishing her. It was about rewarding myself for recognizing truth and sticking to it. Some days, late at night, I think about the good parts of our 4 years together. Trips to the beach, late-night pizza runs, silly inside jokes. They weren't lies. I did love her, or at least the version of her I thought existed. But the version of Claire that prioritized diamonds over a relationship. That one didn't deserve my time or energy. And that realization brought a strange comfort. I started dating casually again, cautiously, not seriously, not yet. The scars are still fresh, and trust takes time. But I approach people differently now. Less blind devotion, more curiosity and careful observation. And if someone shows me their entitlement first, I don't wait for years to find out. The lessons? Crystal clear. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, investigate. Don't ignore red flags because love is supposed to be blind. Boundaries aren't cruel. Protect yourself, even when it's uncomfortable. Public confrontation isn't ideal, but honesty is priceless. Materialism is not love. Someone who values rings over relationships isn't worth your time, period. Documentation is everything. In a world obsessed with perception, evidence is power. Keep records, protect yourself legally and emotionally. Your gut is smarter than you think. I dodged a potential lifelong mistake by listening, observing, and acting decisively. As for Claire, I haven't spoken to her in months. Legally, she can't contact me. She tries through mutual friends, but I forward everything to my lawyer and block the numbers. She lost control. The narrative is done. The ring is gone. The engagement is over, and me. I'm fine. More than fine, I'm free. I am financially secure. I'm emotionally intact. And I know, without a doubt, that dodging this engagement saved me from years of resentment and heartbreak. Sometimes, late at night, I look at the empty spot on my hand where the ring once sat. Not with sadness, but with gratitude. Gratitude for clarity. Gratitude for honesty. Even if it was brutal. Gratitude for myself, for recognizing worth. For refusing to settle. I dodged a marriage to someone who would have resented me while living off my love and my money. I escaped a relationship built on entitlement rather than connection. The ring was just a symptom. The disease was entitlement, and I refused to be anyone's ATM with a pulse. Life goes on. The heartbreak fades. The lessons remain. And me, I'm finally living for myself for years down the drain. Maybe, but better for years of truth than 40 of a lie.